Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, Downtown Sports proudly brings to you a Downtown Sports Rant, which is proudly brought to you by Digital Market Battles, the only marketing agency that'll fill your company's pipeline with high valued leads. They will meet your conversion goals no matter what. www.digitalmarketbattles.com. Get your discovery call done today. I am the mouth of the South, and the views that are about to be expressed might not be yours, but, well, I told you them before, and, well, a lot of people kind of thought I was crazy. And, I think everybody probably still thinks these views are, but, maybe, just maybe, after the events of a couple of days ago, New York's Knicks fans might not think I am so crazy anymore, and here's why. LeBron James has done what LeBron James has always done in his entire career. He's found a brand new place to take his talents. This time, he has decided to go to the city of brotherly love to go play with Joel Embiid, Tyrese Maxey, and now it's Jaylen Brown. So he's playing with Joel Embiid, Tyrese Maxey, and Jaylen Brown. By the way, the rumor is there you still might want to run Joel Embiid out of town, so stay tuned for that, ladies and gentlemen. Joel Embiid and LeBron James might not be playing together. It might be LeBron James, Jaylen Brown, and Tyrese Maxey, which, by the way, is still pretty damn lethal. But the Sixers have been looking to cut ties with Joel Embiid. That has also been reported. Please do not forget about that. Those reports have not been now all of a sudden magically canceled because all of a sudden LeBron James is a Philadelphia 76er. So the offseason is not over. Please stay tuned for more news to come later. We are not 10,000% sure how this all plays out. But now it is 10,000% proved that the New York Knicks winning an NBA championship has officially caused the NBA to shit itself. It has caused the NBA to take a gigantic boo-boo on itself. It is big, smelly, creamy, and it's just very messy, and it's going all over the place. I mean, Ja Morant is now in Portland with Drew Holiday and Damian Lillard. How is that working out? Three of the top 10 point guards in the league are on the same team. Then now you have Embiid, Maxey, Jaylen Brown, LeBron James have all assembling on the same team in Philly. It's like the Super Friends have assembled. Then you basically have like the evil version of the Avengers in DC with, like, instead of like Superman, you know the fake Superman Hyperion. Remember in like the Avengers, like you had Hyperion instead of Superman, and Hyperion was actually a murderer. And he starts running around murdering people. That's the Wizards right now with Trae Young and all that cast of characters over there with Anthony Davis and the like. So the Wizards have all of a sudden tried to build themselves a little mini super team. I don't know how that's going to go. Everybody's getting better except for Detroit. They just keep getting worse. And there's one team that seems to do nothing, and it's the New York Knicks. What have the Knicks done? They lost Mitchell Robinson to Boston, who, while losing Jaylen Brown. They managed to pick up Paul George, draft picks, and Mitchell Robinson. Six in one, half dozen in the other. I don't know. This definitely frees up more money for Boston, that's for sure. Because Paul George definitely wasn't making nearly the amount of money that Jaylen Brown was making. You definitely saw Boston get right to work spending that money, locking up Mitchell Robinson to a big time contract to be their starting center. I don't know how well that's going to work out given Mitchell Robinson's injury history, but I guess we're going to find out if the Knicks, keeping him nice and good on the bench, allowed Mitch to heal up so that he could be a starting center for, our biggest competition in the East. Good job. Now we're faced with a situation where everybody has improved around us and we're just standing pat and, you know, hell, to an extent, Cleveland's improvement already happened mid-season last year. Now Harden and Mitchell get to have an off season to play together, so they get to figure their stuff out. So everybody's getting better, and the only team getting worse is the Knicks. Who did the Knicks pick up? Andre Drummond. They retained Alvarado. Great. Um, what else have they done? They need to do something to get better. And not just a little bit better. I mean, markedly better. And I mentioned an idea earlier on in the off season. I had said, perhaps, maybe, you take whichever one of them, either Bridges or Anunoby, that has no trade clause, throw in a Deuce McBride, and whatever draft picks they want, because it seems to me that LaMelo Ball is the guy that's really going to be there with Ant-Man. And over Ant-Man, I mean. They're really investing into LaMelo. So to me, I really don't see where Ant-Man's going to fit. If I were the Knicks, everybody's talking about, trade Towns and get Gobert and a whole bunch of people back. No. Towns needs to stay right where he is. What you do is you send whichever one, either OG, I think it's Bridges that doesn't have the no trade clause. You send Bridges with draft picks and a Deuce McBride over to Minnesota and get Anthony Edwards on this team. And you do it as quickly as you can. If they want Kolek, McBride, I forget. I think it's Bridges that has the that doesn't have the no trade clause. If they want Kolek, they want McBride, they want Bridges, and they want picks for Edwards. And you want I would reunite Edwards and Cat and make Brunson's life so much easier that all Brunson has to do is just take over in the fourth quarter and let Ant-Man and Cat run the game for the first three quarters. And that's all they would have to do. That's all they would have to do. Josh Hart would still be there to cover Bridges. It would be fine. It would be fine. Actually, whatever position, Bridges or Anunoby, whichever one doesn't have the no trade clause, whichever one of those guys is gone, Josh Hart can easily cover that position. It's simple. I really don't see where the problem is. You have the resources, you have the players. It really doesn't look like Anthony Edwards has an actual space on the T-Wolves going forward. I think it's time. Try to make the move. Or make a move that is similar. Go to another team that seems to be overstacked. For example, Portland. Lillard ain't the point guard he used to be, but he could still score the hell out of the basketball. I'm sure him and Brunson could figure out a way to work together. I'm sure you can figure that out. You need another impact scorer on this team. I would preferably like said impact scorer to be in the range of 6'6" to 6'8", preferably a shooting guard, preferably somebody that's going to hit from three consistently, preferably somebody who's got a killer mid game, preferably somebody that's going to give me what Bridges was supposed to give me but isn't giving me. Truthfully, because now LeBron's in the East, and we're going to have another team that's at least Boston level. Because the Sixers, well, I mean, let's face it, they were a tier below the Knicks and a tier below the Celtics. But now here they are. We got a 3 to 4 headed monster with the Knicks, the Cavs, the Sixers, and the Celtics. They're all going to be beating the holy hell out of each other all year long. And the Knicks could end up being a fourth or a fifth seed even. Because remember, Toronto's still hanging around. They haven't gotten weaker. Not necessarily. In fact, they're looking to get stronger. They're trying to acquire Kawhi Leonard. There's a million forces trying to block the trade, but Toronto might have just acquired Kawhi Leonard. So, yeah, there's that. The Knicks better wake up and understand that their roster is not, they're not an instant winner in the East. They're not. I think as much as I loved the championship run, that championship run caused the NBA to explode. Not only did Wembanyama get to the finals long before anybody thought he would, he got to the finals against the Knicks, and the Knicks actually won. Nobody thought that would ever happen in 1.5 million years. Ever. But it did. And it happened in 5 to the San Antonio Spurs on their home floor at the start of a career of what seems to be a historical Hall of Fame above 7-foot legend. The Knicks got their get back for what Tim Duncan did to them at the end of Patrick Ewing's career, denying Ewing his only ring by denying Wembanyama his first. on Wembanyama's home floor. Kind of poetic if you think about it, but what we are now experiencing is the aftershocks and the after effects of all of this Knicks hysteria. We opened Pandora's box, guys. And now we got to respond. It's time to make the moves necessary to win another title. Before this trade, I was okay standing pat with the roster we had and going to battle with the same boys. Not anymore. Before that idea I came up with getting Ant-Man on this team was whimsical. Just a pie high in the sky idea. Now, I'm convinced it's absolutely necessary. Anthony Edwards needs to become a New York Knick. I don't see any reason why he can't become a New York Knick. He doesn't seem to fit Minnesota's roster at the moment. They're investing in LaMelo Ball. I don't see where Edwards fits. I don't get it. It looks perfect for him to go to New York. It works out that New York could offer Minnesota players that would actually fit what LaMelo Ball needs to succeed. And the money can match up. Do it. Just do it. I'm the mouth of the South. And that should be every Knick fan's opinion. And I really hope it happens. Because it really just makes too much sense not to. You can listen to Downtown Sports on 23 different platforms. YouTube is just one of them. We're on Spotify for podcasters, it's Spotify for creators now. I apologize. It's a million different platforms. It's Google Podcasts, Castbox, Bullhorn, Podbay Listen Notes, Google Play, Google Podcasts, Apple Podcasts. Anywhere you find podcasts, you probably hear us because we're Downtown Sports. We are where sports come home. We'll be back with Beast on Wednesday night with a full episode. But until then, it's Mal. We're out. Thanks for listening. Knicks. We can't run back the nostalgia train, boys. It's time to upgrade.